Well, let's have more now on that investigation into the US President Donald Trump. Over those allegations, he asked Ukraine's president to investigate his political rival Joe Biden. We're going to cross now to Kiev, where Peter Zalmayev is standing by. He's the executive director of the Eurasia Democracy Initiative. Thank you so much for joining us here on Al Jazeera. We have been hearing during this news hour how things are getting difficult for President Trump. Just how has this affected the Ukrainian President Zelensky?
Well, it has affected him adversely because when we read the stenogram, we see that a young neophyte Ukrainian president is basically bending over backwards for the chief manipulator in the White House. He's promising all sorts of things. He's telling him that he's going to have a 100% controlled prosecutor general who will likely look into launching this investigation that Mr. Trump is asking him to do, without really fully being aware that what he's doing is promising to launch an investigation into the chief political rival of his American counterpart. This is at best a very questionable promise, and it's spelling all sorts of problems for both presidents, for President Trump and for President Zelensky.
We also heard allegations, or rather we read allegations on that transcript about comments Zelensky made about Europe and Angela Merkel. What sort of effects is that going to have on Ukraine's relationship with the EU?
Well, yes, it's not. This is another item that is of serious concern, and it shows that a very young and untried Ukrainian president is just not experienced enough to realize that such conversations can be made public, as it was in this case. Certainly, it does not add to Ukraine's credibility in the West and in the European Union that the Ukrainian president is disparaging the European Confederation, the European Union, a body that has given close to 16 billion euros to Ukraine in military and humanitarian assistance over the last 5 years. This is just coming across as sheer ingratitude.
Now, in terms of how this is going to play out with the people who elected him, because he did win quite a staggering mandate, it came from nowhere, really. How is this going to impact what the Ukrainian public think about him?
Well, you have to understand that Ukraine has a very vibrant and free media, and most of the media is actually in opposition to Mr. Zelensky. Mr. Zelensky himself does not appear to control media TV channels. So, of course, you can safely assume that most of these have already jumped on this as a case of the new president's ineptitude. They will be using it against him, especially in light of the new law draft that President Zelensky has proposed about presidential impeachment. Already we hear voices here in Ukraine that this is perfect fodder to initiate an impeachment against him.
OK, well, we will have to wait and see how this all plays out. Fascinating, whichever way you look at it. Thank you so much, Peter Zalmayev, joining us there live from the Ukrainian capital. Thank you.